Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's amazing video, I'm going to be showing you 3 different breakfast ideas. I've gotten so many requests in the last month to show you guys recipes and just food ideas in general, which I guess means the same thing. So today I'm going to be showing you those. I would consider these recipes semi-healthy. Depends what your idea of health is, but there's a lot of veggies in here, protein, and just yumminess in general. So let's hop in to these delicious recipes. All right, so we're starting off with this egg and pepper bake. So I started off by obviously taking my eggs and cracking them into a bowl. Now I will say a little bit of a spoiler alert. These are good. They're not like the most delicious things on the planet, but I think these are really good if you're someone that has to rush in the morning because they're already pre-made and they're done. So I cracked all of the eggs into the bowl, and then I took, actually it was this like banana pepper that I had from the yard or from the garden, and I chopped that up into little pieces, added that to the egg mix. Yeah, so then I took another pepper, chopped that up, added that to the eggs as well. I really wanted this egg bake to be extra peppery because we had an abundance of peppers growing in our garden. So then I took some chives and I chopped those up too. I've been really into chives lately, and I'm trying to actually grow them on our indoor tower garden. So wish us luck. Then I took some Kerrygold cheddar cheese and I grated that off the block. I buy our Kerrygold cheddar cheese from Costco, by the way, for anybody that's wondering. And then I stirred the whole little mixture together like so, very exciting. And then I added some pepper and a little bit of salt. I always like to add pepper and salt to all of the food that I'm making, like before it gets cooked, because I really think that the salt has a lot to do with how the food cooks. So then I continued to stir the mixture together, and then I transferred it to a little like pouring thing. I don't know what you call this, a little Pyrex measuring cup. And I poured it out into these muffin tins, and I actually ended up kind of changing out the divvying of the muffin bowls. And then I baked them in the oven at, I believe, 350 degrees. I just kind of kept checking the egg mixture. And then that was it. It was super yummy, like I said, but it's not my favorite meal on the planet. Now, this next recipe, holy Toledo, avocado and beet toast. I got creative with this recipe, and I would have not really thought it would be so good, but this recipe is so good. I can't even explain it. So I started off by putting some sourdough toast in the toaster, and then I pulled out my pre-cooked beets that I also buy at Costco, and I chopped them up, threw them in a bowl, and then I cut open a lemon while Bowser watched. Little jealous Bowser. And then I cut open an avocado. I love avocados so much. And then I just created this little cross pattern into the avocado so that when I scooped it up, it was already all diced up. And I threw that in the bowl with the beets. And once I did that, I chopped up some more chives because, like I said, lately I've been trying to find any reason possible to put chives in a recipe. So then I threw the chives into the bowl too, squeezed the lemon juice onto the mixture, added a little bit of pepper and salt, and then I cut up a jalapeno from the garden because we had a bunch of those too, which, by the way, we are growing jalapenos inside on our tower garden right now, and they've all started to like actually grow, and it's so amazing. I'm so excited. So then I threw the jalapenos into the mix and I stirred everything together so it was nice and coated. And then I took some leftover homemade pesto, and I actually made this pesto with basil from the tower garden, and I spread that across the toast. And then I took my little mixture that I made and I scooped that onto the toast as much as I could possibly fit, to be honest. I just kind of kept scooping and rearranging. And then I took a little bit of goat cheese and kind of crumbled that on top. Oh, and then I squeezed a little bit more lemon on top because there's no such thing as too much lemon in my book. And then I plated it with some berries. Guys, this, Dan was like shook watching me enjoy this so much. It was so good, and I highly recommend making this very strange flavor combination. So next up, we have another delicious recipe, and these are breakfast tacos. These are so good. So I started off by chopping up some green onions, some scallions, and once I chopped up those, I cut up some mushrooms, and per the usual, I just kind of haphazardly cut them into chunks to cook. And then I cut up this organic purple bell pepper that I picked up from the turnip truck, which is our local healthy grocery store. Then I took some avocado oil and put it on a hot pan. Oh, by the way, this is the tortilla that I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna cook it on the side over an open flame. It was pretty hard to cook, but I did manage to do it, so that's exciting. I threw all of the veggies onto the pan and I added some pepper and some salt and just let those cook up and continued to stir them while they were cooking. Now at the very end, when the veggies were mostly cooked, I threw in a handful of spinach just for some extra nutrients, but like I said, don't throw it in at the beginning or it'll be completely wilted. And then last but not least, I threw in some eggs. So then I added more pepper, more salt, and then I let all of that cook together. And oh my gosh, this by itself was so good. Like you could have just eaten this alone. But then I added a little bit of that shredded cheese from, what's it called? Kerrygold, and stirred that together. And once that had a chance to cook, I took it off of the pan, put it in a little bowl on the side, and then I took my tortilla, which I actually ended up heating a little bit more on the pan too, just to get it a little more evenly warm. And then I cut open my heirloom tomato, so good, and I cut that into chunks to put on my tacos as well. Then I put the egg mixture in the tortilla, and then I added a little bit of leftover guacamole that I had made the night before. Oh, so good. And then I added chunks of the heirloom tomato to the top, as well as a scoop of this organic Jack's Cantina Garden Fresh salsa that I pick up from Costco too. And I just threw that on there for a little more extra flavoring because I love all the flavoring, as well as some cilantro. Clearly, I like a lot of flavoring. And then I threw some fruit on the side. So that's it, guys. I hope that I was able to give you some breakfast inspiration. I just love food so much. So hopefully this inspired you. Give it a thumbs up if you do like it, and I will be back here very soon with some more new videos. So yeah, that's it. Okay, bye guys.